I am so excited to be sharing this with you. I am going to be doing a review of one of the makeup palettes that was given to me by a friend for Christmas, and I'm so excited to share it with you. It is good for really neutral looks, which I typically lean more towards unless it's for a special occasion, whether it's a date night or a holiday. This is more of a look that I go for when I'm going to work. I am a nurse. I don't like too much flashiness on my face, again, unless it's a holiday. So just stick around with me. Thank you for joining us, and this is a good look for your midlife glow up. I've already put foundation on my face. If you want to take a look at what I used and what my technique is, I just ask you to go into the top corner here and click that link. Check out my review on the L'Oreal Paris 24-Hour Wear Foundation to Powder. I'll reiterate that I prefer powders to liquid foundations. They're just better for my skin. So the eyeshadow I'm going to be showing you today is the Naked Urban Decay Heat. A few times already, but as you can see, the coloring goes light and goes all the way down to dark. It's an entire neutral palette, which is what the look that I'm going to be going for. So typically I like to use this slightly bigger brush. It's a blending brush, but I typically like to use that in the beginning to just put whatever my base is going to be for my eyeshadow. I typically go for one of, not quite the lightest, but the second to lightest to go all over my eye. And then from there, I'll go into the lightest to head into more of my, underneath my brows. So I do it lightly. Make sure I get that corner. Now I already did my eyebrows. I typically do my eyebrows in the very beginning. I prefer to do those every single day before I even leave the house, whether I'm doing a video or not. Even if I'm going just down to the grocery store to pick up a few things, I will do my eyebrows because that is just one thing that I never want to not do. So typically you put a lighter color here underneath the crease of your eyebrow, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to focus on the actual crease here. I do have slightly hooded eyes, but they're not very much hooded, so I can get away with doing more of a crease cut. So the color I'm going to start out with is this one right here. And I'm just going to use that as sort of my base for my crease. And I am going to use the palette so I can see the color much closer. I'm sure you've noticed I'm not using any of my eyeshadow shields underneath. I'm not looking to do anything fancy with this. Like I said, it's strictly a neutral look. Then I'm going to copy it to the other side. Sometimes either side just doesn't look the same for me, and it just takes practice to get it how you want it to be. I'm going to go to slightly darker. I'm going to go with this one, and then I'm going to hit it with this darkest one. But the darkest one I'm only going to do on the edges. I'm not going to do the entire crease. So slightly darker. Look to it. Makes me hair. These reddish vibes. I'm honestly been thinking about dyeing my hair again because it's about time for me to touch it up. But instead of going with such a deep black, I was thinking of a reddish black. So this darkest color on here is actually called Ashes, and it's kind of a purple mauve. Like I said, I like to just put that on the very outside. Now it's going to look kind of weird. I'm not blending right now. I'm just adding. I will blend it all in. I do like to wipe off my brushes in between. It helps keep them clean in case I want to use them again for something else. I have one of these towels. It's specifically for wiping off makeup. I actually use it when I take my makeup off. I'll use the micellar cleaner and use it on my eyes first of all, and then just use that to go over my whole face, and it does a pretty good job. So I'm going to use this blending brush again, and this time I'm going to blend my eyeshadow I have going on here, including the darker color, and it's all going to come together and it's going to look good, I promise. Don't want anything jumping out at you. And I like to blend my crease before I do the bottom eyelid, because if you have any issues or you do too much of one color or it just goes too deep, then you can cover it with whatever you put on your eyelid, depending on what it is. Now, I'm sure some people aren't going to like this, but I am a finger person when it comes to my eyelids. I feel I can control it better. I've tried with brushes, I've tried with the little sponges. It just doesn't work very well for me. So I'm going to go with this color right here called Scorched. It kind of looks like a rose gold, but a little more pink, but it's a very pretty color. See that? It's got some gold in it. It's really pretty. So I'm going to put that on my eyelid only. And like I said, I do it this way because I can control the color so much better. Now I'm going to do the other side. The other side's usually tricky. I'm right-handed. My right side's always going to look a little better than my left, but that's just something that I'm expecting at this point. So that's the Naked palette. And as you can see, get a close-up of this eyeshadow. It looks very nice. And I hope that you enjoyed that palette. It's a very neutral look, but it still adds a pop of color, so it makes your eyes stand out, which I think is very important. So thank you for joining me today. And please, feel free to use this look, or if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'm always checking my videos, and I am willing to reply to any comment. So I hope you all have a good night, and I'll see you at the next one. Have a good midlife glow up, everybody.